All right, welcome back to the Doug Karns program here on All Noise Radio. 267-495-4866 is my phone number, or you can reach me at dougkarnsprogram@gmail.com. All right, so let me finish up with the whole beliefs and conviction spiel I was giving you last segment. I remember when I was in high school and early college, I had no beliefs, no convictions. I just wanted to be a good person. I was a blind Democrat who just hated Bush. I hated Bush. I had no reason why to hate Bush. I just hated him. I just heard all the speculation that I never did my own homework, and I just believed it. And I thought he's an awful, awful person. Now, flash forward to now, where I think Bush is not the greatest president in the world, but I don't hate him like I did in 2004. I mean, I hated his guts. Now I say, okay, he did a lot of awful things for our country, like the Medicare, Medicaid revamp. The drug prescription program that he put in place is horrible. Drove costs, they just skyrocketed because the plan that he put forward. All the spending he did, don't forget he spent $5 trillion, $6 trillion during his 8 years. He helped run this country into the ground. But you know what? I did my homework and I figured out why. Not for all the same crap that the media was feeding me back in 2004. I don't even think twice about what they told me. I went out and found out why I don't like Bush. But I don't think he was a bad guy like the media was feeding to me in my early days. I just did my own homework. I did my research and said, okay, these things don't add up. What the media is telling me, they're lying about this. But you know what? I found a lot of bad things about Bush. He voted in TARP, the Troubled Assets Reinvestment Act. Or program. He voted for that to bail us out. He spent almost $500 billion to get us out of the collapse that we were in 2008. I didn't agree with that. I knew we were going to hit a depression. And he knew that, and that's why he passed it. But you know what? Just passing that is just going to make the problem even worse. Another bubble is going to pop, like the student loan crisis, and we're going to have to bail the banks out again. Do you see a pattern here? We just keep bailing out and bailing out and bailing out. When is enough enough? It doesn't work. It does not work. But I'm just saying, find out what you believe. Have fact behind your opinion. I'm sorry. I was like this in my early days of, it's a free country. I can have an opinion if I want. Well, you know what? You can. But your opinion is garbage if you have no fact behind it. You can believe whatever you believe, but if you don't do your own research, your own homework, your opinion is garbage. You have the right to have it, but it's garbage if you do not do your own homework. You have to have fact. To have an opinion, you have to have fact to back it up. Fact is a fact. You can't read a fact 3 different ways. Some say you can, but you can't. A fact is a fact. George Washington crossed the Delaware River is a fact. You can't read that any other way. Now, what you can read is why he crossed the river on that cold, icy night. That you can debate. But a fact is that he crossed the river. You can't dispute that. It's documented in his own words and others. That's a fact. Why he did that is more of an opinion. Based off a fact, but you try to do the best you can to interpret why he crossed the river. But see, this is how you gain an opinion. You don't just hear stuff on the news or hearsay from your coworker at work. No, you have to do your own. That's how I've been dealing with this stuff for the last 7 years now. I've been doing my own homework a little bit day after day. And I educated myself by reading certain books, reading the books that I don't agree with, and finding out why the other side believes in what they believe in and what I believe in. So that's all I'm saying. We need to start teaching our kids to have a belief system and convictions. Just believe in something. Not just to be a good person. That's not good enough. Why are you going to be a good person? Is it God? Is it because society tells you so? Or is it because you want to? It should be all three. It should be God, society, and you want to. Believe in why you want to go to school. Just going to college means nothing just because you feel like you have to. You feel pressured to. Because where does that get you in life? It gets you in a job that you don't like, in debt, thousands of dollars. This is why you need to discover yourself. And I hate to say again, believe in something. Believe in what you want to do. Is it worth the time and money? And make smart decisions. Because the excuse I get is that, oh, we didn't see this horrible economy coming. Well, you know what? Again, back to the Titanic, they didn't see an iceberg sinking them either. You got to be prepared for it. You got to have enough lifeboats on the ship. Because if you don't, you're screwed. People die. And that's where we're running into. We didn't put enough lifeboats into our belief system. We don't have enough lifeboats to save ourselves because we just thought the ship wasn't going to sink. And this is why we need to start teaching our kids. If you have kids now, just start making them, just make sure they ask why they're doing something. Ask why. And how is this going to affect me? Every decision, every little decision they make in life, make sure they ask why and how. How is this going to affect me, and why am I doing this? Because I feel like we've lost that in my generation, in the generation before me, and the generation before that. We need to ask these questions. Like I didn't save money all through my high school life and my college life, and I should have been asking, okay, why am I not saving money, and how is this going to affect me? I should have been prepared. I should have realized, and I just wasn't. This wasn't in my brain. It wasn't embedded in my brain, and it wasn't embedded in a lot of people's brains to be prepared. And this is what we need to start teaching our kids. Speaking of kids, I don't know if anybody's seen this, but a kid during the Let's Move program that Michelle Obama started, she decided to confront Michelle, the First Lady, and ask her why some critics might have a problem with her program forcing people to eat healthy. So let's go ahead and run that.
How do you respond to critics who say the government should not be telling people how to eat or stay active?
You know, that's absolutely right. And Let's Move doesn't do that. Let's Move is not about having government tell people what to do.
Okay, so first off here, she says Let's Move is not about the government telling people how to eat or what to do. So just keep that in mind as we get through the next 30 seconds of the answer.
Because government doesn't have all the answers. I mean, a problem that's this big and affects so many people requires everyone to step up.
Okay, so it requires everyone to step up. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the word require has some kind of forceful aspect to it. So when a college requires you to take a class to pass, you can't just say, oh, I'm not taking that class. You have to take it. It's a requirement. So the government doesn't have the answers, not all the answers, but they're going to have to require you to help. Just help us with this. That's all. We're just requiring you to help a little bit because we don't have all the answers, so we need your help.
We're asking everyone to do their part.
Do their part.
Parents have to make some changes at home, you know.
Okay, so again, the government isn't here to force you to do anything, but now she's saying parents have to start making some changes at home. I'm sorry. If I'm a parent, I don't have to make any kind of change. As long as I'm not physically harming my kid, I don't need to make a change. Now, I do have to answer to God if I'm feeding my kid tasty cakes every single day. Here you go, son. Here's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Here's tasty cakes all day long. Now, if my son gets, obese and starts having health problems, guess who I'm going to have to answer to when I go to heaven? Which I might not be going to heaven if I'm doing that. God's going to be like, you mistreated your kid there by feeding him tasty cakes. What comes around goes around. And it's up to the parent to be responsible, not the government to tell me how to raise my kid, how to feed my kid. Listen, I think every parent that's listening to me right now wants the best for their kids. So I don't think parents are out there trying to feed their kids tasty cakes every day. Now, if your kid starts getting a little chunky, you have to realize as a parent, that's my fault. An 8-year-old should not be chunky by himself. I mean, unless he's running the household and he's bringing the food in and he's buying all the tasty cakes, it's up to you to start taking those tasty cakes out of his mouth. But here Michelle Obama is saying the government needs to start stepping in a little bit. Even though we don't have all the answers, parents at home need to start making better decisions because you guys aren't making the right ones.
But they need the information to be able to make those choices.
Oh, they need the
have
information.
To have access.
So you're listening to me right now. You tell me just answer this question. What's better? Eating at McDonald's or having a salad? Now, listen, I know you might need some extra information on this, and we'll get to that. We'll have the government tell us, because I'm kind of confused. Eating a greasy hamburger with some greasy fries and slurping it down with a nice sugary soda sounds more healthy than the salad, doesn't it? Because I'm guessing that's what the government's going to tell me, because I need more information. I don't understand this. My brain hurts. I might have to take a break for a little bit because I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. What information? It's not that hard. As a parent, you don't feed your kid McDonald's every day. And if you are, you're dumb. I'm sorry. And really, other family members should be stepping in and helping you with these decisions, not the government. The government's not here to tell me to give my kid more apples rather than French fries. I mean, has anybody paid attention why McDonald's includes apples now? Because they got pressured by Miss Obama and the government to do it. Because they were saying, oh, you can't be feeding kids fries. Well, they're just a business. They can do whatever they want. It's up to the consumer to decide. If I want my kid to have fries, he's going to have fries. And you're going to like it. There's potato and fries. It's healthy enough. But again, like I said, I think as a common sense human being, I'm not going to feed my kid McDonald's day after day after day. I may treat them every once in a while. That's why kids get excited to go to McDonald's, because the food tastes really good. It might not be the best for them, but it's a nice treat every once in a while. We understand that kids need apples and salads. If you shouldn't be a parent if you don't understand that. But again, like I said, it's your right. If you want to do that, go right ahead. But there's no reason for us to have the government to step in and take control of our kids for us. Once you give them a little bit, they just keep taking more and more and more. Once they start taking the food choices out of your hands for your kids, they start taking how much electricity you can use, how much video game time you can give your kids. They'll start taking control of every little thing in your life and your kids' life. Is that what you want? I know me and my girlfriend are excited to go see The Hunger Games because if you've seen the trailer or read the book, it shows you what a big government can do. It takes control of you. And you don't have one say at all in what goes on in your life. You're controlled in every single aspect. And I don't think that's where we want to be. And it's just step by step, nudge by nudge, we're getting there. You need to see this. Whether it's with the healthcare bill, school loans, or telling your kids what to eat, you need to realize this. All right, be right back after this.